Hey, what's up you guys? So we are back with another video, and this is gonna be a very odd one for me, at least, because I have never done an eating video in my life, and I think that in pretty much all of my videos I'm just kind of like a machine gun when it comes to talking. It's like so having to eat while I talk, I think, is going to be a very big challenge for me. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit kind of freaked out, but I know that a lot of people out there have requested kind of like mukbangs on my streams just to do like a whole eating stream, and I'm kind of like, how is that gonna go? So think of this as a little bit of a test for that, but don't think that it's just gonna be about me eating. I also wanted to go ahead and give you guys some really cool information, as well as a little bit of a backstory for why I'm doing this whole keto journey and weight loss stuff. So let's go ahead and start off with what I've got. Now, as you can see here, should I just try to like lift the lid? As you can see, and you can probably tell by the thumbnail, but we have got ourselves, oh my god, please don't let me just ruin this straight out of the gates, a little bit of Chipotle. I don't know if you can see the logo right there. Yes, you can. There you go. So we've got some Chipotle going on, and the main reason that I wanted to go ahead and cover Chipotle is for one big reason. Now, this is actually something that I discovered when I was just like kind of like playing around. So let's go back in here, and I'll actually post this up on the stream, but you can see right now, you can actually just go to the Chipotle site, and they've got a nutrition calculator in there. So you can actually go through, customize what you want to make, and it'll give you all of the information on each ingredient. So it'll actually have like little, if I go to the burrito bowl or whatever, as you can see here, I can actually click on the little eyes on each one of these, and it'll give you all of the nutritional information that comes along with it, which I think is absolutely fantastic. And so many of these companies right now, especially the bigger companies, will actually have apps that will give you all of the information on each part of the food item. So it's really nice, and I was able to create this big old salad bowl. Now, salad bowls are not really something that I've been super duper into. I've never tried their salad bowl. I've always loved Chipotle for their rice, their lime cilantro rice. I'll be honest with you, I don't really miss carbs, but the flavors off of that lime cilantro rice, oh no. By the way, this is super ghetto and super odd because I'm literally balancing this on a box. So part of me is like, this is a different eating status than I have, and I just want to kind of give it a mix. So what I actually went ahead and got is, of course, we got the lettuce. I said no on the, what is it called? The vinaigrette. Okay, here's the thing. Vinaigrette sounds so fucking healthy, right? It sounds like, oh my god, the vinaigrette is going to be fantastic. And then I looked up the carb count for the vinaigrette, and I'm sure, here's the thing, I'm sure the vinaigrette is great on a standard American diet, but me personally, because we are on a low carb diet, legitimately that's just not a thing that I could have fit into my macros. So for those of you guys who are worried about my macros, actually, the cool thing that we've got going is today, I decided, because I was scared, because the thing about it is, when you have, like, Chipotle isn't one of those establishments that necessarily has, like, oh, a strict measurement on things, right? Here's a spoon, and the average of this spoon is X, Y, and Z. And of course, you know, some people might be a little bit heavier on certain products than other people who create that product. So part of me is like, I don't know if I like, you seem like a nice person, but I don't trust you with my macros. So what I actually went ahead and did today is I went really tight on my carbs. For breakfast, I had a bit of bacon and some sugar-free maple syrup, which has 0 carbs in it. So really, I started off my morning with maybe 1 carb in my coffee from the heavy whipping cream. And then after that, I had like a spoonful of, oh my god, my favorite peanut butter in the world. Literally, I'm keeping it here by my desk. It's the legendary pecan pie one, and so whenever I want like a little bit of a sweet treat, you can see how far down I've gone on this. Oh my god, we're so low! I need to buy a new one. I'm scraping off the sides because it's so delicious. So that's what I actually ended up doing for that, and I did about 1 tablespoon Well, let's say 2 tablespoons. Let's not lie. It's about 2 tablespoons. So all in all, I've had a total of 3 carbs today. So that's actually not too bad. This on its own, so for those of you guys wondering, of course it's the lettuce. Then I went ahead and got fajita vegetables. Fajita vegetables is actually fairly high in carbs. I want to say it's maybe like about 4 carbs a piece. And then the steak, I did double steak because, I mean, I'm gonna go work out later. I gotta go make use of this, right? And then I did double sour cream. So that's like 4 carbs just for the double sour cream on its own. And then the cheese, which I think I had like 1 carb. And I think the total for this is gonna be 10 net carbs, which isn't actually bad at all. So just remember we skipped out on the vinaigrette because the vinaigrette is actually insane. Let's take a look at it real quick while we're here. We might as well, right? So we go into the burrito bowl, we take a look at this vinaigrette that sounds so healthy. I'm like, oh, it's a vinaigrette, yum, right? And then we take a look at how much the vinaigrette is. Where is this? Where is this lying evil vinaigrette that makes it sound so good? Maybe it's not here? Maybe it's not here whatsoever? Listen, I looked it up somewhere, and the vinaigrette was bad. So stay away for the goddamn vinaigrette because they fool you every single time. I'm gonna try to put it together because I really feel bad. I was like, I know it's here. I know it's here somewhere. I'm not crazy. I swear to you, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy at all, but maybe I am. But I do know that I definitely went through and I looked it up and I was like, this is just way too many. Uh-oh. For those of you guys who know me through Warframe, Pablo just messaged me. I hope I'm not in trouble. But legitimately, you can look up all of the information in here and you can take a look at that, but don't get the what is it called? Whatever it's called. The stupid vinaigrette. It's a lie. It's a lot. So anyway, that's one of the things that I highly suggest that you guys take a look at, is look at all of those nutrition calculators out there. And also, if you're planning on making a meal or having a meal like this where you're not sure exactly where your carb count is going to be, make sure that you're cutting carbs from somewhere else in the day, or that you've got enough activity going on with the rest of the day that you allow yourself to kind of burn off those carbs, so when you get in from the later in the evening, you can actually kind of go into ketosis as you go into bed, right? Okay. Well, I've been rambling for too long and I haven't eaten any of this whatsoever, so let's try it. And it's delicious. I'll be honest with you, one of the things I absolutely love is Chipotle's their steak fajita vegetables. If you've never tried, or just fajita vegetables, if you've never tried their fajita vegetables, period, make sure you go ahead and put them in whatever you're having. Whether it's a burrito, whether it's a salad, a burrito bowl, whatever it is, definitely get it because it is freaking great. Now, I know that this is a salad, but for me, I actually treat the sour cream as a bit of a salad, and then the flavorings from the steak kind of like meld with the sour cream, and it ends up making its own kind of like flavors. And I'm like, oh, I probably should have cut it with the cheese, but to be honest with you, I don't, aside from the bacon. Okay, my keto journey, I don't really eat too much fats, or I don't purposefully eat too much fats. If I have fats in there, it's never like I intend to eat this fat. It's very much just like, oh, I want some cheese on it. I want some bacon. But yeah, so as many of you guys are probably aware, one of the big reasons why I have gone on this diet is mainly because of the fact that I wanted to lose some weight for TennoCon. So I can officially say, and I'm very excited, that 1 month and 3 weeks in, so it hasn't been 2 months yet, we are officially 21 pounds down. So that's fantastic. However, it's not quite exactly where I want to be yet. Oh my god, it makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. The cheese, you know what? I say that I could have skipped the cheese, but the extra cheese makes me a little bit happy. It really does. I was almost thinking of not doing extra sour cream, and instead doing guac but I don't know. My body just wasn't feeling guacamole today. I know there's a lot of people out there that are big fans of avocados. I'm just not, and I never feel like guacamole makes me feel good on the inside. Not like, you know, when I say good on the inside, it's like I don't eat like guacamole and I'm like, ooh, that guacamole was delicious. I can't wait to have more guacamole. I'm like, I'll eat guacamole if it's there. Like, you know, that's kind of my feelings on guacamole. But anyway, back to the whole TennoCon journey. So that's definitely one of the big reasons. I looked at pictures of myself last year and I was not very happy with what I saw. In fact, I think I told some of you guys, like, I was like, listen, if it's a bad picture, you can keep it, but like, don't post it anywhere because I probably look gross. Or post it, but don't tag me because I really don't want to be a part of that. And I felt bad that that was kind of like the way I operated last year. So this year I'm trying to be a little bit better about it. Let's see, does that work better? This year I'm trying to be a little bit better at it. I'm trying to look a little bit better at TennoCon too, because I mean, they've flown me out a couple times and I want to make sure that I look nice and fit and feel confident at the same time, because I mean, I don't feel like some crazy, like, big ol', you know, roly-poly there. And here's the thing, if you love your body for that, definitely do it. But this is not usually how my body is. I think it just kind of ended up working out that way, because I did come from a very, very stressful job, so that really helped me packing the pounds, where I drove a lot. I was in my car a lot. I wasn't really, I had some walking to do, but it wasn't necessarily that. And then the rest of the night I would spend in front of the computer, inputting things into the computer. So it was mainly sedentary. And then of course I transitioned into YouTube and Twitch, which honestly just consumes my life. It absolutely consumes my life. I'm much happier, but also much busier, because while I do have a couple people that help me out here and there, for the most part, everything is kind of like a one-man show. I've got some great people on my modding team that help me with streams and whatnot, and with our Discord. But for the rest of that stuff, it's kind of like I gotta take care of all of the what is it called? The administrative stuff. And I think that's one of the big things that people don't get about what I do, is there's so much administration in the background, especially with like Twitch and kind of like setting up rewards and stuff like that, and then talking to companies and all of that. There's just a lot of things in the background for that, but I'm determined to look fucking good at TennoCon, or as good as I possibly can. And then there's also TwitchCon that's coming up in October, I think, and I want to look even better for that. So those are goals, those are the things that we want, and those are the things that are going to drive me forward. I've been really good about not breaking keto often either. I don't think I've actually officially broken keto once. There was one time I went to a buffet. I ate as keto as I possibly could. I had duck. Oh, I have to tell you guys, I cannot process carbs like well anymore. It's crazy. So I went to the buffet and there was a bunch of sushi. I took off all of the rice from it and I just ate the fish. Amazing. So good. And then on top of that, there's this like bacon wrapped chicken. Like it was a little bit barbecued, so I had some like barbecued seasonings on it. Not like a sauce, but like seasoning. It was kind of dry. Some really gross fish, like some really gross like poached fish that I could not get down with. And then the main star of the show, which is exactly what I wanted. I wanted some Peking duck. The duck was amazing. But the thing is, the sauce that I think covered it, as it has this like glaze, right? This kind of sticky glaze. Of course, it's gonna be sugary. Of course, I didn't eat anything too crazy in the morning because I was going to a buffet. So I knew what I was getting into. But I had that. I ate less than I used to when I went there. All basically meats. I did not have any desserts, did not have any rice, did not have any noodles, nada. And when I got home, I think that all of the sugars in that sauce got to me, because literally I passed out like that. And usually I have a good chunk of energy, but I was like out. And then when I woke up, I got the thing that I get whenever I eat too many carbs. And for me, that is a massive headache. The thing about it is, I'm not the kind of person who ever gets headaches. So when I do get headaches, there's something wrong. There is something very, very wrong with my body. I think maybe that was the second time that I've gotten a headache this year. And both of the times were from eating carbs, like eating in excess of carbs. And I was like, my body is not okay with carbs anymore, which makes me very nervous for TennoCon. Because if I'm going to be completely honest with you, the ketogenic diet definitely agrees with me. The ketogenic diet makes me super, super happy. I've got a lot of energy. I'm pretty snappy. Like, everything is fantastic. Like, I don't think my body has felt this good in a long time. But the issue is, at TennoCon, they have this crazy, crazy maple bacon bread pudding. There are a couple exceptions to the keto rule that I want to make right now, but for the most part, I think I'm going to do keto for pretty much, as for the foreseeable future. I think that I'm going to stick to being as keto as possible, except for 2 instances. Number one, when either my mom cooks, which I don't get to see her very, very often these days, or when me and my mom go to sushi. Those are the 2 main ones. And then of course, there is the TennoCon bread pudding. And that bread pudding, it fucks up my life, and I'm scared. I'm almost thinking about asking them if I can be like, hey, listen, can you just grab a Tupperware, cut me off a big chunk of that? Just let me have a big old chunk of it, and I will put it up in my room. And I will have it when I get back from TennoCon, because I find that carbs now slow me down and they make me feel ill. I'm not as peppy when I have an abundance of carbs. But when we've got those fats going, oh my god, my body is so happy. So that's definitely one of the things that I'm very, very nervous about. The other thing that I'm nervous about is alcohol on keto. Everybody so far has told me that alcohol will affect you doubly when you are on keto. Now, I did have a friend that went out and drank a good bit, and he's on keto as well. He says that he didn't even feel drunk. So part of me is like, maybe we'll have to get drunk on camera at some point, and then we could go and have a bit of a chat and see exactly how it affects me. I think that we should maybe we'll do like a food review or something, and I'll like take a shot at the beginning of it. I'll wait like 5 minutes for it to kind of kick in, and then I'll just hit record, and we'll just see how I do with that. Because legitimately, I don't want to go to TennoCon blind and just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna drink this alcohol. Oh, Rob threw up all over the table. I'm like, that's not a good thought. And for those of you guys who want to know what this looks like, it looks so good. It's just covered in white creamy stuff, and you guys know that's my favorite. You know what? I was kind of dreading this meal, to be completely honest with you, because a part of me is, one of the big things that I do with keto is I do a lot of meal prep, and I do a lot of calculations. This is how geeky and sad I am. Let me just tell you right now. I am so, like, if you look at this, you'll actually see, let's see if I can show it. There's actually stuff there that says cumin powder, 1 tablespoon, whatever. I'm trying to shed you from the light that's in my face. But there's like onion powder is 4 grams of carbs per tablespoon. Cumin is 2.1 carbs per tablespoon. I literally have it like all listed out in there, so that way that whenever I'm doing big batch cooking, I know that, okay, that's the number that I put into this batch. I divide that batch by this many, and then that's how many carbs are in each item. So what I actually made is I made taco salads. And then I was like, oh, but you're having Chipotle. And as much as I love my taco salads, this is pretty good too. Plus, I've allowed myself to have pico de gallo. Which, I did the math on, and I was like, pico de gallo is like not worth the carbs for me. But today I decided to splurge, because usually my my meals are only like 10 carbs a piece. No, my meals are only 4 carbs a piece, like total 4 carbs. Whenever I have a meal that's a little bit more than that, I'm always very wary. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. I got a little bit weird about the fact that this was going to be 10 carbs of my day. But a part of me is also kind of like, Rob, you've been really good on keto. I haven't, no cheat days really, except for that one buffet day. But even in the buffet, I tried to keep it keto. So part of me is pretty good. And for anybody who's starting keto too, and is worried because they have certain cravings for things, number one thing that I noticed on keto is, well, there's a lot of things that I noticed on keto, but one of the things that I noticed definitely is that my cravings for food have changed. Like, I don't really crave sweets very much anymore, and let's be real, I never craved tortillas. I never craved bread. It was a rare day that I craved bread. It was a very rare day that I craved bread. The only things that I would ever really crave were like donuts or cakes or like cupcakes or cookies, things like that, like sweets. But even now, like my cravings for those have like dropped down massively. Every now and then I'll be like, ooh, that's a really tasty looking cake. Like my number one favorite dessert is creme brulee. So I saw this donut that was like a creme brulee donut, and I was like, that is the first time I have felt a craving over a sweet in a very, very long time. So a part of me was like, they're still there, but it's just not as often. Like more often than not, I'll be like, I can go for like a hunk of cheese. I'd be like, you know what would be really, really good tonight? Let's just get a whole bunch of like pepperonis and just shovel them into my mouth. Like those are the things that I crave. I crave like pork rinds now. And it's so strange. But we're gonna make some space for that bread pudding at TennoCon though. We'll find a way to make it work where I don't absolutely die. Especially if I need to stream too, because if I'm gonna stream during TennoCon, I want to keep the energy up. Well, I feel bad because I know that there are so many more things that I want to talk about, and I don't want this video to go on for too much longer. And I'm looking at the timer, I'm like, wow, we have been at it. We have been chatting for super duper long. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. If I have anything else that I want to say, I'll go ahead and kind of like slide it on in here in a couple edits. But legitimately, I'm just going to knock this out. We'll finish it up. We'll have a chat. And then I'll go ahead and we'll leave you guys be. Okay. I'm officially proud to say we are at the very last bite. Oh, there's some tomato. So, I looked it up, and calorically, we're at 685 calories for that big old bowl that we just had, that we literally knocked out. And then for the carbs, we're actually looking at 10 grams of carbs, which was pretty goddamn good. So as you can see here, we are at 400. Oh, what did I do? Oh, all of the best laid plans. What happened? There you go. So what did I do? Yeah, so as you can see right here, oh no, 635. Ooh, I was wrong. Why does it say, did I add something by accident? I might have added something by accident. Oh, yeah, I added carnitas by accident. Whoopsie doodle. All right, so as you can see here, it says 425. Oh. Alice has received word of a new follower. Thank you for following me on Twitch, whoever that was. So I guess you can't really see it on the screen, but the carbohydrates are 12. The dietary fiber is 4, right? But because I had extra sour cream on there, that does add 2 more carbs in. So 12 minus 4 equals 8 plus 2 equals 10. 10 grams of carbs and 685 calories for all of this that I just put away. Admittedly, it was absolutely fantastic. Oh, and I found the vinaigrette too. See, this is what happens when I shut my mouth for a hot second and actually like take a look at what's going on instead of absolutely like freaking out, because I had it set to what is it called? Burrito bowl instead of salad bowl, but the vinaigrette itself is 18 grams of carbs with 1 dietary fiber, so that's 17 grams of carbs. That vinaigrette was more than this entire bowl of food. So it's kind of one of those really big shockers. It's like, you know what, listen, if you just cut out one thing from the entire meal, that absolutely changes how the meal like works. Because if I use that vinaigrette, right, that would have literally been 38 carbs if my math is right. 28 carbs. 28 carbs. That's still pretty high. 28, 27 carbs, something around those lines. Regardless, that was an amazing meal for like 10 grams of carbs. That's actually not bad. I feel super duper full right now. But I'm actually really, really happy that I went and tried it out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed all of this. I'm not sure if this is something that I'll do too often, because I felt like it was just me being chatty and going a little bit freeform and eating a bunch of food in front of you. I don't know if you liked it. If you did, leave it in the comments below and we can go ahead and do that again. But I'm gonna have a little sip of my co-host before we go. Oh my god. I don't have Coke Zero as often as I used to, but every single time, damn good. So that about does it for me for now, and as always, love somebody, hurt nobody, and touch your body. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!